probably, there's two of them that tie in. Assault of the Party Nerds took about 4 days, and that was a comedy. And Nightmare Sisters took 3. Creepazoids was fun because I got attacked by rats and things like that. That was really weird because I'm afraid of mice. I'm really afraid of mice. And so they had these giant rats, you know, like with the tails. It's the tails that bother me. And they were like, you know, crawling on me and up my shirt. And, ugh.
Did you survive?
Not at the end, but it wasn't the rats. It was a mutant that got me.
A mutant?
Yes.
When I first met Linnea, she was laid out on a human skin rug in her Encino home, posing for pictures that will be blown up into a poster.
Ray, I'm gonna talk to the camera. There you go. Good, good, nice.
Linnea was decked out in a bikini bottom, fishnet stockings, and a metal brassiere. Not exactly the girl next door, but in reality, Linnea is the girl next door, a girl from Davenport, Iowa.
I was so happy because my friends had farms, and I loved going to the farms and riding horses, and we had the lakes out there and water skiing and, you know, all that, so I had fun there.
And Linnea found herself in front of the camera from the time she was an infant. She had the starring role in her family home movies, from her first baby steps to her first date.
I remember, like, these big, bright lights they used to use at the film cameras on me, like, for the birthdays and always in the winter and that. And I always, like, had a blast. I'd, like, you know, want to be the center of attraction and everything.
So you always liked being under the lights and being with the camera?
Yeah, I did, even though I was extremely shy.
How did you get involved with these kinds of horror films?
Well, you have to be very clever. No, you have to scream really well. Yeah. You have to be able to be frightened very well. And since I really liked the whole horror genre, I kind of like fell right into it. I brought my resume with me. It'll show you what I do best.
Quite impressive.
Well, I like what I do, and I do it well.
Is there anything you wouldn't consider doing in a film?
I don't do any animal acts.
In real life, Linnea does draw the line. There are some parts she won't take.
As long as it doesn't, you know, get into the slasher type of thing, then I'm fine with it. You know, as long as it's not pornographic or something.
What about all the violence in these films? Do you think that it has a negative impact on the kids who come to see them?
Not really. I think that, I mean, I grew up on horror movies. I loved being scared, and I'm not going to go out and stab someone. I think if somebody's mentally unstable, they're going to do some sort of violence one way or another, and you can't really blame a movie.
You won't find Linnea Quigley's name on the marquee of your local movie house. In fact, few of her films ever make it to the silver screen. But you will find Linnea Quigley here at your local video store. Her films are part of a growing cult of sex and scare movies that are raking in fortunes for low-budget filmmakers. You have the Hollywood chainsaw hookers.
That?
Hollywood chainsaw hookers?
No, I think that's on the way.
How about Sorority Babes in the Slime Bowl Bolorama by Linnea Quigley? Do you have that?
Actually, yeah. I think we have the sorority house. I think we do have that one.
They're not your everyday movie titles, but they are lucrative. And in Hollywood, where 8 of 10 films lose money, Linnea is known as a hot property.
To Eric.
Well, in terms of profit, she could double the movie. She's a pixie look, and she's pretty. And they pick her for certain parts. They look for that. They look for that look in the low-budget horror movies. Somebody that's pretty that you can slash up.
How many times have you been killed in the movies?
Oh, probably at least 13 times.
13 out of 21 times you died?
Yes. Not good, huh?
Not good. How about, how many people have you killed?
I haven't counted. I've just started the killing myself, so probably about 5.
But Linnea is getting a bit tired of being sliced, diced, chopped, and eaten. She wants to move into producing, and now she's auditioning actors for a new film who can reach inside and draw out a scream that will terrorize an audience.
I'll say my line and then come at you with a knife.
All right, I'm with it.
We don't experiment on animals. We experiment on humans. And you're next! No! You're next!
But as long as Linnea can turn on the face of horror, as long as she can bring out a blood-curdling scream on request, there's no doubt she will continue to reign as the Scream Queen. Despite her campy roles, Linnea does consider herself a legitimate actress. But at the same time, she doesn't take the movies or herself seriously. And she even told me that I might have a future in her next film. Linnea told me I should play the doctor in Dr. Bachter's House of Suffering.
Coming up next, something new from the reporters. Success.
Brush with baking soda.